Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the Dreaded D-Rose Report. Here I am again. Man. Currently there's no plans for TNA to be holding the next World Cup event this year. Not sure why, that was always good pay-per-view I think. Reid Flair, he was backstage last night's TNA taping again, and TNA knockout Christy Hemming, which I can't remember if I mentioned that the other day or not, is getting married this weekend in Hawaii. Damn. Alright, WWE is going to be holding SmackDown NXT taping on August 18th, a Wednesday night, from the Save Mart Center, Fresno, California. That's going to be the first SmackDown after SummerSlam. New matches advertised for WWE's Super Show in Cincinnati, May 22nd. It's going to be John Cena and Randy Orton taking on Batista and Sheamus. Kane versus Jack Swagger and the Hart Dynasty taking on CM Punk, Luke Gallows, but that's going to be a Super Show. But I think I've already seen that. Actor Wayne Brady posted the following on his Twitter account the other night after hosting Raw. He said, "I just got RKO'd." And he said, "That was amazing. That's bucket list material." It was amazing. He needed to stay down there kissing that mat a little bit longer. I wish he'd done that the first show. I think that was just a boring show last Monday. Dark main event after last night's SmackDown taping. We didn't see Jack Swagger and Big Show wrestle to a no contest when Show, who was dressed in a suit, double choke slammed Swagger with Kane. And as a part of its 1/4 2010 announcement, in which WWE achieved operating income of $37.3 million and a net income of $24.7 million off of revenues of $138.7 million, WWE revealed its pay-per-view buy rates from the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber WrestleMania 26. While the Rumble and the Chamber matches improved over their counterparts last year, WrestleMania 26 did not. Telling you something, they got kind of a disappointing number on it. According to WWE, the show generated about 885,000 pay-per-view buys, down from last year of 960. Noted that WrestleMania 25 took place in the second quarter of 2009. I know they're going to probably blame it on a strong UFC 111 pay-per-view, which aired the night before WrestleMania, and they're going to probably try to say that stopped WrestleMania's buy rate, dropped it some. Royal Rumble, meanwhile, posted a figure of 262,000, up from last year's 450,000. Elimination Chamber topped 272,000 for No Way Out. Was 285,000. Kind of another interesting note, though, that WWE's price increased $45, up to $45 on their regular, Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber pay-per-views, but the revenues came in slightly down. I don't know too much about math, but I would think if the buy rates went up, the money per buy rate went up, and your income went down, I'd like to do your accounting. Wrestling Observer newsletter says on WrestleMania 26 DVD, WWE is going to be editing out several seconds where Jack Swagger took too long to retrieve the Money in the Bank briefcase off of that cable, which I think was just funny as heck. He couldn't get that down. So, to save embarrassment, they cut some of it back. Beth Phoenix, her injury from Tuesday's Superstar taping turned out to be a minor ankle injury. Beth would be missing, some dates on the current Mexico tour, but isn't expected to miss much time after that. Beth wrote on her Twitter account yesterday that she's 100% fine, thanks to fans for the well wishes. This past Tuesday's episode of WNXT on Sci-Fi did a 0.81 cable rating with right at a little over 1 million viewers. ABC noted in a press release yesterday that the new season of The Bachelorette will have a pro wrestler as one of the contestants. By the way, I read this too somewhere, I don't have it on here, that while they're over in Mexico, WWE, they don't want the wrestlers out of the motels or hotels, wherever they're staying at, very much at all, and if anything, go in a group because of the kidnappings and things they've got down there. Because you don't want to kidnap a wrestler and then try to hold him hostage for Vince to go, pay a ransom, because that would be a little on the embarrassing side. Tickets for WrestleMania's first ever Money in the Bank pay-per-view match, or pay-per-view, is going to be on sale May 22nd, 10 a.m. The event's going to be held July 18th, Kansas City, Missouri. THQ is going to be releasing WWE Online video game in Korea soon, and will be naming the new WWE brand video game at next month's Electronic Expo, Entertainment Expo. Former diva Mickie James recently appeared on the Busted Open radio satellite show. She says, after being released, "I really don't know what happened," so on. Mickie James on working for another company. She said, "I don't know." Said, "Never say never. My focus right now is on the album." Mickie James also said about the Picky James, "It was definitely one of those difficult storylines to do because it did touch really close to home." Mickie had a little comment on her crazy fan, trying to blow up WWE, come in with a machete and a machine gun and all this stuff. She says, "I have a lot of friends that work at the headquarters. I would never want anybody to do that. I appreciate him being a fan and everything else, but it's a little much. Anger never solves anything." Well, anyway, WWE has confirmed on Twitter that Edge will face Randy Orton at upcoming Over the Limit pay-per-view. Another match for the show will be announced this Friday on SmackDown. Here's a little bit of the updated card. World Heavyweight title, Big Show versus Jack Swagger. WWE title match, Batista and John Cena. Edge versus Randy Orton so far. Word going around, the WWE creative team member knew what was good for them, did not bring the logical inconsistency with last week's WWE NXT. Notably, the fact that despite Otunga winning the right to wrestle a pro, it was Daniel Bryan and Wade Barnett who ended up receiving the high-profile matches for Raw. Regarding NXT, the word remains that Daniel Bryan is slated to win the competition, and if they were meet expectations, he would choose to wrestle The Miz on the pay-per-view coming up. Other victorious wrestlers reported go after the undisputed tag team champs. So we'll see how that works out. Here's something I don't agree with. Finlay is reportedly done as an active wrestler for WWE. He remains on the board as a producer, though. The call was at least partially attributed to Vince, who apparently feels Vince is too old. How old is Vince, and how old is Finlay? Also, the Wrestling Observer newsletter says WWE has contacted NBA legend Michael Jordan's representative about hosting Raw on Monday night. Not next Monday, but some Monday night when they're probably in town where he lives at. Current plans for WWE Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view has John Cena, Randy Orton, Edge, Sheamus in the WWE title 4-Way, and Jack Swagger, Big Show, CM Punk, or Rey Mysterio, or Undertaker in the World Heavyweight title 4-Way. People close to Batista are now saying that he's not 100%, he's leaving WWE soon, and it's still believed by some that Over the Limit is going to be his final show for the time being. While there's obvious interest in Batista and TNA, he's listed. But anyway, he wants to slow down on wrestling. TNA is always a good spot to go do it. Not too much work and close to home, because most wrestlers live in Florida. Cuts that travel time out. While Bret Hart's final date is set to be at Raw May 17th in Toronto, Bret has said that he's open to work more dates for the company if they ask him. Hart told officials that he's going to be based out of Calgary for the next 2 years. If they want him, he's open. If they want me, I'm open too. AJ Styles extremely upset the other day after a recent Impact taping that officials told him that he would be losing the title that night against Rob Van Dam, since it was a decision made because of bad ratings. Taz is said to be pushing TNA officials to sign ex-WWE superstar Mike Knox. Apparently Taz sees something in Knox. Probably friends. Maybe get through that beard, you probably see a lot of other stuff. Hey, thanks for clicking. I better get off here. I'm about out of time. I gotta go.